One guy who won't, obviously, is Marcus, who's talking about who's going to redshirt
Yeah,
coming up. What does that do? Obviously, you have Dent working over there anyway, but what does it do behind the elbow now?
Yeah. Well, I really hadn't talked. It had kind of happened fast this morning, and Ron basically said this is probably what we need to do, and we decided that was the right thing to do, and so we hadn't really sat there and juggled the depth chart as a staff or anything, but that is part of the reason why we are training Dent, we are training Gamble, even Dewberry. If he's healthy, we would keep trying to train those guys to play the inside too. We'll have enough guys that can play inside, I think. I mean, Hebron being back is helpful, and I think Randy can play either one. LB can play either one.
Saw Logan today dropping back smoothly, making good throws. How much is his foot bothering him, you think?
Well, just in the controlled passing drills, we feel like he's okay. But if he had to really burst and try to change direction, and a big part of his game is his athleticism. And we've kept him out. We kept him out of 11 on 11 because we don't want him to try to go do something and set himself back.
How much was he? Obviously, this is the first practice I've been to this year. How much was he doing last week?
Well, he's getting a lot of reps at quarterback, but we were giving him some reps at receiver. I don't think, right now, I don't think it's wise for us to cross-train him. I think we're going to go back and just give him reps only at quarterback, and then.
Would that have been the case even apart from the foot injury?
I wasn't really too thrilled about it. I could see why Coach Bobo would want to do it, and even why Logan might want to do it. But we got 3 quarterbacks on scholarship, and I think him getting banged up, really, it wasn't a true injury. I guess it's an injury, but not a season-ending injury. If he had had a season-ending injury, we would all be going, what in the world are we doing this for? So I think he's, he needs reps at quarterback, no doubt, to learn and get confidence in the position. But he also, for the sake of our entire football team, we need to make sure he's healthy and ready to go if need be at quarterback.
Mark, do you see that tailback number 3 battle going all the way into August between Richard and maybe Don Tavis? Nothing's been.
Well, they're all.
There's other
Caleb's not a slam dunk for number 2, although he's a solid number 2 right now, in my opinion. Right. His guys can rise up, and
right.
But he also had Colton coming in, Thomas.
Oh,
yeah. I know I get bad on names, but he's coming in, and I don't know if you've seen his film or not, but he's pretty exciting back. He's a very tough kid, and we'll see what he can do too. But by making that statement, I know sometimes it'll read, Caleb King doesn't have the number 2 spot. Coach Richt says. He's a solid number 2. All I'm saying is we're competing still, and the mid years are they're really just trying to learn what to do. I see Tony Ball working hard. Almost every play he's helping them align just right and helping them until they get there. I don't think either one of those 2 mid-year guys could be thrown out in the ball game and just let them play. You have to really be careful where Caleb is capable of doing that. And Caleb's performing well. Matter of fact, I've seen him catch the ball, not necessarily better than I thought, but I've been real pleased just how he's snatching the ball more than just kind of.
He's anxious, I know. He told me a while ago. He's about a year and a half since he played in the game almost.
Oh, he's excited. He's
got the spring game circled, he told me already.
Yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be fun to see him play.
Coach, you talked a little bit about with David a minute ago, but can you talk a little bit about Cade Weston and how he's coming along?
Cade is just a big, powerful man. He's a very difficult guy to move out of there in the run game. He's a pocket pusher. He's going to push that pocket up in the face of the quarterback. He's going to bat balls down. big guys coming off the edge, forcing the QB up in the pocket. When you got big Cade and Gino and Jeffrey pushing that thing up in his face, and then if you're a big old tall guy like him and get your hands up and bat balls, he's batting balls down all the time. And then against the run, it's very difficult to move too. He's doing well. He's in good condition. That's what he's doing.
Can you talk about Israel Troop and his decision to play baseball after the G-Day game? And is that something you endorse, even like two sports?
Sure, I do. Yeah, I want him. You know, the goal. I mean, when we recruited Israel, we knew he wanted to play baseball, and we've got no problem with that whatsoever. The rules have changed in NCAA baseball, where now there's only a certain amount of guys that can be on the team, and now all of a sudden you got to make the team, or you can't. If you don't make the roster, you can't play even if you want to play. You know, we used to be able to promise a guy, yeah, we'll let you play both sports. Now they really got to make that team. I mean, he enjoys baseball. He's good at baseball. We've been in recruiting, and you know, I mean, I want him to play. I want him to help us win. Anything else?
I have a couple of non-football things that
Sorry.
entertain, and one of them is the men's basketball team. Was that?
Yeah.
What are your thoughts about that?
Well, I'll be honest with you. I mean, I just started crying when it was happening. I was like, "This is awesome." It was just an awesome thing to see. I was so happy for those players. I was so happy for the coaches. I was happy for Georgia. I was happy for the fans that have, you know, been loyal to every single game, you know. But just to see history being made like that was pretty spectacular. And some of them I heard on the radio when I was driving around from one place to another, and then got a chance to see the end of the game on whatever night, Friday night? Saturday night?
Yeah, they didn't play Friday night.
I saw the end of that game Saturday night, and then I saw most of the second half. I was listening on the radio the first half of the final, and then I watched the second half on TV.
So were you moved to tears on Sunday?
Sunday.
Okay.
Yeah, Sunday. It was like, I was like, wow, that's pretty special.
Is there anything to compare it to as far as a football standpoint when you look at, I mean, having to win 4 games and?
I mean, I can't imagine the emotion. I mean, you know, sometimes at the end of a season, or at the end of a tough week, you know, you battle a game to the end and you feel like you've spent yourself. But I can't imagine being any more tired physically and emotionally than those guys probably were when it was over. Our Dennis couldn't even speak his voice. I heard his voice was gone. And,
Same for Scott Howard.
you know, I mean, just that was a very special thing that happened, and I think when people look back on it, they'll see it as the defining moment in Georgia basketball.
And one other thing, what did you do on your spring vacation?
Spring break, I went to John Lily's wedding in Tallahassee, and then I flew to San Juan, Puerto Rico. Had to spend the night there one night, and then I flew to Antigua. I think it's called Antigua, and caught up with the cruise that my wife and kids were on, and their staff. Most of our staff was on. And then finished the cruise.
Coach Martinez said that he would let you talk about where all you went, so you want to tell
You know
us?
what?
Or
He's
is that-
like me. I don't know where we went. Because I don't care where we go. I'm just glad we're like on a boat. I'm glad my cell phone doesn't work. And like most people like to, when you land somewhere, they like to go out and check it out. I like to stay on the boat because no one's on the boat.
You don't take all those tours off.